What's up, boys? So, and by the way, I gotta put it out there because I know there's gonna be plenty of you that probably are gonna want to jump to the comments and be like, who's this Andrew Tate wannabe? And I really have to put it out there that the cigar is purely for the aesthetic of the video. There's no link to Hustlers University in the description, okay? It's for the aesthetic. I feel like the video needed a little bit of spice. Never really done something like this on the channel, but matter of fact, now that I think about it, no, this is okay on YouTube. No way it's gonna get taken down, whatever. If it does, I'll remake this in another format, but I had to come on here and talk about something that keeps popping up everywhere to me, in comment sections, in just people saying things about it in real life. A lot of people talk to me about when they see like the lifestyle stuff I preach and the things I do. They come to me and they're like, dude, live a little. This is the phrase I hear everyone say. Everyone. Hey man, it's okay to live a little, dude. Live a little. Why work all the time, man? And here's the thing about it. What do you guys mean by, and I'll preface this with, dude, I'm not top 10% rich and successful. Not at all. So when people comment this kind of shit, and you can see it on my videos I posted, all the videos I posted, I'm not rich and successful yet. Why are you letting me preach positive lifestyle habits, eating healthy, and putting sacrifice over comfort first in your life, and having me say that message irritate you to the point where you have to go, dude, you're gonna be miserable in 20 years if you keep that up? It's like, dude, how are you letting me get to you? Someone who I don't even have materialistic shit to flash in front of you that often. I don't have 4 Lambos, all this shit. Life is a mirror, not a window. Life is a mirror, not a window. And I see all these people going, hey man, you need to live a little bit. It's not all about, grinding. And what's funny about that is, listen, you're coming from a place of thinking I'm miserable every day, putting my well-being first. I'm not even doing anything crazy when I preach to you guys to wake up at a sacrificial wake-up time, when I say things about habits that, push you to be better. Like, wake up in the morning, take a cold shower, a freezing cold shower, just because it's going to be hard. Go outside in whatever the weather is and do push-ups. Make sure you're not skipping your workouts in the gym. Make sure you're eating healthy. No processed food, none of that shit. These aren't even insane things. These are basic things, right? And for some reason, it irritates these people in comment sections and certain people in real life so much when I say that. But the thing is, life is a mirror, not a window. When you say those things, when you see like a YouTube short of mine pop up and I say that kind of stuff, or a TikTok, your life is a mirror, not a window. You're seeing yourself in me. You're seeing yourself. So you're not getting mad at me, you're getting mad at yourself. You wouldn't be getting mad if it wasn't true. I'm not trying to insult anybody or make anybody feel like less of a person. I'm not calling you guys out. I'm calling you guys up. I'm calling you up to a level that you don't believe you're even worth. Okay? I've talked about this so many times. I'm not trying to make you guys feel less. I'm trying to make you realize that you're worth so much more. And like I said, life is a mirror, not a window. What does that even mean? When you're seeing me preach habits and things about lifting your standards, setting your standards high each day, right? So that when you fall to your standards every day, you're getting 1% better, or more than 1%. You're getting mad at me saying those things because you're seeing yourself in the message and you're going, why is this guy so consistent? Why is he so, worried about just becoming the best version of himself? I don't get that. Why don't I have that inner drive? And you're seeing yourself in the message and you're reflecting on it. And basically when you comment shit like that, I laugh because you're projecting. That's what you're doing. You're projecting. Dude, don't get mad at the message. Don't get mad at me. That's something you need to fix within yourself, within your habits. I want all you guys to succeed. My channel's not huge. I do not have a platform at all. And I know there's a couple of you guys on here that I see consistently, engaging with the channel and stuff. But I want all you guys to succeed. I'm not calling anybody out in a negative way. And the reaction that I get from some people, and it's hate comments like whatever, yeah, no shit. It doesn't get to me. In fact, I've preached on why you guys shouldn't let hate get to you. But it's so funny to me when people are like, live a little, man. Dude, just live a little because you're going to be exhausted down the line. And you're going to regret that you wasted your life. And it's funny to me because I think, what is living to you guys? Because what I do is the bare minimum. I eat clean. I make sure I'm consistent with my workouts, with my health, with my lifestyle, and with my habits. Always setting them at a high standard so that every day I get closer to what I envision the best version of me. And I envision myself getting closer to that every day. The 30, 40-year-old version of me with the family, with all the materialistic things, even though they don't matter that much. It's just a byproduct of the man I've become and the effort that I put in. And I just imagine that version of me with the location and the time freedom to do whatever I want with the family, and all these things that come with as a byproduct of you developing into a valuable man in this day and age. And I think about that version of me, him at that me 20 years from now, right? 30 years from now. And it's just funny when I see comments like that because I know deep down you guys don't. That's something that you guys also want. Most of you guys, right? I'm going to assume most of you guys want that, right? And for those of you guys who don't, okay. The exception doesn't make the rule. But most of you guys want to achieve something great in life. And it's funny because I know when you guys comment shit like, and people say stuff to me in person like, dude, you need to live a little, like, you can hit the brakes a little bit. There is no break. There is no break because even allowing that, the smallest bit of that mindset, that ideology of, dude, you can have a break here and there. You can go drink with your boys and, yeah, dude. Like, why you don't got to be so strict on that diet? You think I'm miserable when I do these things, but I'm not. When I choose sacrifice, when I choose purpose over pleasure, every single day, I become overwhelmed with a sense of fulfillment. And this is what I want you to feel. And some of you guys who already do hold yourselves to a higher standard, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a sense of fulfillment that comes when you put the things that you know you have to do, even if you don't feel like doing them in the moment, over what you do feel like doing. There's a sense of fulfillment that comes after that can't be described. And for the guys that tell me, when you're old, man, you're gonna regret you wasted your youth. Wasted my youth? To do what? To go to frat parties, to go drink, to go feed myself shit food because it just tastes good? To tell myself, oh dude, you can take a break here. You don't gotta push as hard as you can on your work here. You can take a break here and there. And so that I let that mindset seep more and more in, and I give myself more and more leniency, and then it bleeds into the gym, and then I start skipping workouts, and I start skipping all the work I need to do, and then my business falls apart. Like, where do you draw the line? What do you mean by live a little? Because if that's what you mean when you say I'm gonna be missing out, then I'd rather die than live a little, if that's what it means to live. Genuinely. Every single day I fill myself with momentum on purpose through the habits. Because every day I feel myself getting better. And I'm not in a state of misery. That's what you guys got to realize. Pushing yourself to do the things that you don't want to do, right? And pushing yourself to do the things that you don't want to do when you know if you neglect them, you're going to feel like shit afterwards. Why would you choose for your whole life that route? Why would you choose that route your whole life? So 22, 23, 24, 25, 30s, 40s, you're just constantly living in a state of complacency where you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Or 1 week you're locked in, and then you fall off again. And then the next week you're like, what? That isn't living to me. I don't know how your brain works, but I derive fulfillment from doing the things that I know are going to get me closer to the best version of myself. That's where I derive fulfillment from. Not putting all these comforts first. That's not where I derive fulfillment. Because yeah, in the moment it might feel good, but you're gonna feel like shit afterward. And if you do that week upon week, you're actually regressing in life. You're getting worse over time, because if you're not growing, you're dying. That's how it works. So I urge you guys to, I'm not trying to make this video as long as the car talks and stuff like that. But I urge you to question yourself when you see someone who's doing well, or someone who's preaching good habits or preaching, hard work. And you should really self-reflect before you assume that they're miserable. And ask yourself, maybe I'm the miserable one. And it might not be something you want to admit. It might not be. But if it's the truth, you have to confront it. Because the last thing you want is to be 40, 50 years old, looking back, and there's 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-old guys that'll talk about this. That'll be like, and that's not even too late to start if you haven't. But imagine if you would have started at 20. And there's guys going, They look back. They look back at their past 20 years and they're like, it just went like that. That was a shitty snap. It just went like that. And now I can never get that time back. And they would do anything to be able to go back and put the purpose first. But they can't. Because all that time they were just living. They were living. But what if instead you were 40, 50 years old and you're successful? You can literally do whatever you want, live wherever you want, go wherever you want, spoil your family, have a huge family, be able to have location and time freedom, be able to walk with confidence and speak with authenticity, knowing that your thoughts and your words are in alignment. What you say you do, you do. You're not someone that procrastinates things. You're not someone who desires an amazing life of achievement, but you live in a complete state of inaction. That's where I don't want to be. I don't want to be the person that dreams of the greatest version of myself, because we all want to get there, but lives in a complete state of inaction. That's where I don't want to be. And so I urge you guys to stop looking at people who are successful. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about people that are like successful figures. And stop thinking that if you started on your business now, if you started on hitting the gym, if you started on dialing in your nutrition to the best of your ability and your habits, locking them in, I want you to realize that if you did that now, every day you will feel a sense of fulfillment, a sense of draining yourself of your potential energy, going to bed and having no potential energy left. And it is a feeling like no other. You won't be able to go back because you will have set your standards so high. And it's a freeing feeling. The successful people in life, they are not the chosen ones. They chose themselves. And you're able to do that as well. You can be that successful person. You can make something of yourself. But you have to choose to. It's not going to be handed to you. And I've said this before, the crowd is at the bottom of the ladder. It's very easy to live within mediocrity. There's a reason the 1% is the 1%. And I may never get there. There may be uncontrollable factors that come up. I have no idea. But I strive to. And I will do everything I can to get there. But understand, and I understand, that it's rare for a reason. It's very easy to live in mediocrity. It's very easy to be like everyone else in the population. It's easier now to win than ever because this is how everyone's mindset is. It's so easy. Fast food is so accessible around every corner. Distractions, porn, everything around every corner is so easily accessible and so designed to keep you at a low level. To the point where if you just do the most basic of things, mindset and habit-wise, people will be in your comment sections and people will be talking to you in person and be like, hey man, just live a little. Live a little. I am living. I am living. You and me, we are no different. We are just making different decisions. Brother, you know what you have to do. Stop putting it off. And go all the way with everything you do. Everything you do. Every little thing you do. Each day. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. And I want to see you brothers at the top. Go fucking crush it, G.